Hello ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me here in my office today. My name is Samuel Hagan, and I am a member of Aggie Firm. As I am sure you have probably realized by now, today my topic of discussion is going to be on the Kodak company, or better known and more professionally known as Eastman Kodak. Kodak is a large multinational company that is focused on providing digital imaging solutions such as digital cameras and printers to service their digital cameras. Recently, Eastman Kodak has found itself in some financial trouble, and so what I want to do today, with the aid of some slides and introducing some commentary to you, I want to take a look at Eastman Kodak and its internal situation as well as the external situations that influence it, and see what has caused Eastman Kodak to find itself in the place where it is today, and to see what changes can be made to change the state. To give you some background information on Kodak that you may not have, Kodak was founded by George Eastman, thus giving the name Eastman Kodak, in 1889. Kodak specializes in providing photographic solutions, including, but certainly not limited to, digital cameras, disposable cameras, printers, photo paper, and photographic software. Often that photographic software is a supplementary solution to some of the digital and printer solutions that Kodak may provide. The company is incorporated in New Jersey but headquartered in Rochester, New York, and the current CEO is Antonio Perez. Kodak has been one of the shining companies in America's history. Often people may use the term a Kodak moment to describe a nostalgic moment that they feel should be captured by a camera. So this speaks to the appeal and to the scope of which Kodak has infiltrated society and become a standout name in society. Unfortunately, after many years of success, Kodak this year has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which is basically when the courts intervene and help a company liquidize its assets and pay off all of its debts. After so many years of success, one may be wondering what went wrong. Well, today we want to take a look at the industry, the competitors, the interworkings of Kodak, Kodak's strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats within the industry, and to try to find out what went wrong and how we can fix it if possible. Kodak uses what is called a razor blade business model. In this particular business model, Kodak has very small income on some of the products that it sells, and they recoup that loss on some of the other products that it sells. For example, they sell their cameras for rather cheap. This was particularly when they had film cameras, and they would sell their film and make a sizable amount of money off of that. Kodak has a large market share at about 20% of the market. And again, because they have this razor blade model, their cameras are sold at a low price. When comparing the return on assets of Eastman Kodak to some of the other companies in the photographic and elliptical equipment supplies industry, we can see that Kodak is performing quite poorly, and the front runner of the group appears. Next, we want to take a look at the value creation frontier and also Kodak's competitive positioning. As you can see, with Kodak being placed away from the edge of the value creation frontier and also along the bottom line, they are performing quite poorly regardless of their competitive positioning that they desire. They do, in accordance with the razor blade model that they are pursuing, they do have a low cost approach, and we can see clearly that it's not working well for them. The companies that are performing well include companies such as Nikon, Canon, Sony, and HP. Now we have the SWOT matrix. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And when we place them in a matrix, we can see the way strengths and opportunities, strengths and threats, as well as weaknesses and opportunities and weaknesses and threats will work together to perhaps create an attractive picture for the company moving forward, or forecast some of the issues that might be forecasted moving forward. Some of the strengths that Kodak possesses include a high brand image, quality, and research and development. Some of their weaknesses include consistency, cost efficiency, and adaptability, as we've already discussed. Digital imaging and anticipated high future demand are some of the opportunities, and some of the threats are high competition and the state of the economy. Now, for Kodak to really get a good fix on things and to really have a plan moving forward, they want to maximize some of the strengths and opportunity situations. So we feel that Kodak can continue to invest in research and development, which it has been successful in the past. This will be necessary moving forward, but we also acknowledge that Kodak won't be able to take advantage of the future demand with their poor pricing planning and their slow transition to market trends. So that's going to require some changes internally. They're going to have to be more adaptable, and they are going to have to figure out a way to take advantage of the price that they can charge for items on the market currently. So, what do we do now to fix Kodak? We understand that they have a poor pricing plan, and they have a razor blade method where they sell their cameras for cheap and expect to make up money on accessories and whatnot. But what's going on in the marketplace is that the accessories and the supplementary tools are not selling like Kodak wishes. So what do they need to do? Well, we propose that they need to either change their business model to fit the nature of the product, or they need to change the product line to fit the nature of the business model. By changing the business model, Kodak could increase their prices to reflect the quality, showing an understanding of third-party influences and available in terms of memory, printing, and storage. And when we say that, what we want to emphasize is the fact that oftentimes people can buy things for their cameras from third-party providers, such as they can buy memory cards, third-party printers, and several other things like that. So Kodak should not expect to be able to make money there. And obviously this would have a good impact on the ROA, because if they change the business model to one where they can make more money and don't expect to make more money on accessories, their net profit is going to increase, which is going to impact the ROA positively. It's going to go up. Or we see that Kodak could develop a product line where they can make, which would satisfy the razor blade method, and they can make a small amount of money on one part, and they could require additional product which would help them make more money. And again, like that, we don't feel like this would be as impactful on the ROA and an improvement method, because again, we've already seen that it is somewhat difficult to increase requiring people to buy additional products when there are so many third-party substitutes on the market. So what would you do if you were Kodak? Well, here at Aggie Firm, here is our recommendation. We feel as though Kodak needs to change its business model to one where they will expect to earn more money for the cameras that they sell. Currently, their razor blade business model is not working, and they should not expect to make more money off of accessories, printers, and other printing supplies when there are so many third-party providers who can provide them on the market. This will increase the return on assets because it will increase net profits, and we also suggest that in addition to that, Kodak needs to liquidize some of its unnecessary assets to shrink their assets, which will increase return on assets even further. We thank you for joining us this week, and we hope that you tune in next week where we will be covering the topic of Dell. Also, in the information below, you may find some information about some of our previous projects that we've done, which include the Walmart company and the music industry. So we thank you again for tuning in, and we hope you have a nice day.